is NBC5 News at 10 on KOBI.
The Josephine County Board of Commissioners has voted to restore administrative power to the full board, but has left grant funding approval for 3 nonprofits without a motion. Thank you for choosing NBC5 News at 10 on KOBI. I'm Andrea Boyd. NBC5's Lauren Preto has more on this head-spinning week for county residents. That's your top story tonight at 10.
Last week, Josephine County Budget Officer Simon Hare announced his resignation. He said it was because the Board of Commissioners, particularly recently appointed Chairman Andreas Bleck, is acting without transparency and not serving the public interest.
They delegated him total authority over hiring and firing and administrative actions in the county. And under that direction, Andreas has promoted a former IT staff person, Michael Sellers, into a position of operations manager.
On Monday, the Board of Commissioners announced Bleck's reorganization of the county structure was almost finished sooner than expected. Bleck said he would appreciate the other commissioners' help in the final steps of the reorganization, leading them to restore administrative powers to the entire board. As for Sellers, commissioners say he has asked for his time as interim operations manager to come to an end.
He is no longer working in the same capacity with the same responsibilities that he had here recently. He has now gone back to his IT and emergency management responsibilities.
The commissioners also reviewed 3 grant agreements on Monday. The Mobile Integrative Navigation Team, or MINT, requested $35,000, and HIV Alliance requested just over $12,000, both for Warm Handoff Program and Recovery Service expansions. And Max's Mission requested over $22,000 for naloxone and hygiene products. The funding for these one-time grants would come out of the Josephine County's share of opioid settlement funds. At the time, commissioners felt pretty positive about the grants.
I think, Chair, that there's no reason why we couldn't approve these today to get going on these.
I would like to actually bring this to the public because I think it's a good showing the public that there's money coming down to help the problem that most people in the county are concerned about, and that's drug addiction. It would be good for the public to see this opioid settlement being put into our county that's not costing us anything.
On Thursday, some community members attending the commissioners' meeting, including Grants Pass City Councilor Kathleen Crone, felt that the grants should not be awarded as they found issue with the nonprofits the funding would go towards. Residents specifically named syringe exchange programs done at HIV Alliance and Max's Mission, though none of the grants included needles.
The nonprofits are wanting more money. They take and take. If you want to do anything to help with this opioid mess, use that money to staff the jail for forced rehabilitation.
I advise you to please don't put one single penny in the ongoing homeless industrial complex.
And I would ask you not to give money to these organizations like Max's Mission and IV Alliance. And I wish that we could get back to a prevention that made sense.
And while other residents spoke in favor of the nonprofits and their work, none of the grants were voted on as no one made a motion, meaning the nonprofits will not get their requested funding. Scott Nelson, Mint's board president, says this funding would have been a huge help for them.
We are a little disappointed that the funding isn't coming our way. However, Mint is a resilient organization, and we will continue to find alternative funding streams to help the individuals in need.
In Grants Pass, Lauren Preto, NBC5 News.